OISC University Stadium.
कितने रखना कितने है हाँ सच तो पता है पता नहीं केड़ी है तो ना लॉन में सीधे
और के पास हो जाता है
तो ना लॉन में सीधे
Today. We are deeply honored to be joined today by Satnam Singh, Dr. Harjeet Singh Garewal, Maninder Singh, and Prabjot Singh, individuals who have devoted their lives to advancing Sikhi through activism and justice. These scholars and sevadars continue to uphold the torch of sovereignty, resistance, and Panthic leadership, reminding us that Guru Sahib's vision of the Raj was never merely symbolic, it was both spiritual and sovereign, rooted in divine justice and collective responsibility.
Today's sessions are not only an opportunity to engage
sovereignty. So Miri Piri, Raj, Darbar, all these different kinds of vocabs. But in the academic world, there's also been an interest in this idea of how to make sense of Sikh sovereignty in the world that we're in. What I'll do now is I'll present three different approaches on how academics in India, but also in the Western world, have tried to understand Sikh sovereignty. So the first one is what I call the depoliticized outlook. Yeah? So there's a group of scholars in the Western world, or in India for that matter, who read Sikhs are still trying to conspire, so to speak, on one day taking over power of the whole world. But they're hiding, they're underground, they're militarily defeated, they're dying in the hundreds every year, and so forth. But still, they're still trying to intellectually educate themselves. Now, this is a beautiful colophon from Kavi Buddha. This is a bad example. Other Indian Sanskrit writers used to say you should rebel against them. So again, this is a long vichar. What do you do with oppressive governments and so forth? But his idea was basically just leave, stop benefiting them, stop giving them your money, stop working for them, and so forth. All right, I'm running a lot out of time, I think. Shall we take
and how like there should be some sort of minimum standard for like everybody that's on the committee. We didn't really like we were talking about like how to find that standard, but we couldn't really get that deep into it. But it was kind of like starting to trace back to like rather than and like the day-to-day life of that person, and like if somebody's running a gurdwara on the committee, like they should be part of like the day-to-day operation of the gurdwara. Like we want to see them doing Sajpat Seva, we want to see them doing Sukhasana, we want to see them like actively in the gurdwara.
Like lead by example.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can like say, okay, like you know, this is it, right? And so it is down to the ground, that relaxing, and so that really happens as well. And then we start talking about the punch PR system, maybe instead of like doing voting and electing, but like we weren't sure like how those initial punch PR would even be selected. We were thinking like maybe like major Sikhs that all people recognize would choose these punch PR, or like what the whole process was. We weren't sure about that, but that's how far we got.
Very good. Thank you so much. Very inspiring to hear it all. We'll be inspired to continue this kind of research. So thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Big thank you to Bhai Satnam Singh. Big thank you to Bhai Satnam Singh, who came all the way from Denmark to come. And this is his first tour here in Canada and in Toronto, so we're very blessed to have him here to come to our event as his first introduction to our country and our city and our Sangha here. So we'd like to thank you again. Again, Bhai Sahib did mention his book is available, The Road to Empire. Probably the best, if not one of the best books that I've read regarding the Anand-Purtavad, regarding the political education of Sikhs during the time period of Guru Gobind Singh Ji and onwards. So highly recommend everyone to go onto the UC Press website and see if you can purchase The Road to Empire either there or on Amazon. They're available in both places. We'd also like to honor Bhai Satnam Singh with a Sarupa and a certificate. So Bhai Satnam Singh coming with me here.
Oh, thank you.
Bole Sonehal.
Sat Sri Akal.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. We will be breaking that. Started at Mandir Sahib last year. And in the time of Gurkar. And with that, we wanted to talk about the words within us when we have
The interesting thing I found was the Arabic
love
department in
kindness with the rest of humanity.
A lot of more research.
How they can play a large impact in the world.
ਆਪਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਵੇਖਣੇ ਪੈਣੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਲੱਗੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਖੇਡਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਜਿਆਦੀ ਮਸਤੀ ਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਗਰਮ ਕਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਖਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਏਡਾ ਬੜਾ ਸੁੱਖ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਮਾਈਕ੍ਰੋਵੇਵ 'ਚ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ ਜੀ ਬਸ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੇ
The bunyad, the basis, the foundation is Tar, is Naam Bani Da Abhyas, is our Iraj. That's where everything starts from, and our Iraj is an expression of that process.
Can you guys hear me if I just talk? Yeah? Can you hear me? Satnam? Good? Can you hear me? Yeah? I'll just leave it down here too, just so we can pick up my voice. But so I'll pick up a little bit on what Rajat Singh was saying. So I think
Where those that actually try to represent the group, that they don't want to be around them, they don't want to be sitting with them, because one of the usually, not all the time, but usually it's with the state, and whatever state they're working for. And I'll give you one example. Domino effect across the board. If you look domestically within India after the rise of the Bajpa, you're seeing an intensification of polarization, of division, of tension, of conflict. ਹੁਣ ਗੱਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੋਢਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਅਮਲ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੋਣਾ and for us fundamentally the beginning point of taking safe from our
Bole Sonehal.
ਕੰਟੈਕਸਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵਨ ਵੇ ਕਮਿਊਨੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ we're talking at you guys ਦੋ ਲੈਕਚਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਲਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ 24 ਘੰਟੇ ਹੋਏ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਦੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੁਨਿਆਦੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਨ ਮਕਸਦ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਫੋਰਸ ਇਹੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਰਜਣ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੋਢਿਆਂ ਤੇ that this responsibility, this entire day that we spent talking about sovereignty, about Badshahi and about Raj, is ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਰਨਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ. So I think there's two questions about how do we sustain ourselves and build a Raj, a sovereign system in a landlocked state with nuclear powers. The other one is talking about, what's the second question? Is about what our governing
why you are here in Canada? Go back to your own country. So ਉਸ ਲਈ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਆ
ਇੰਡੀਆ said go back to India
ਬਟ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਹੈ
no that's what
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਵਾਬ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ
ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਤਾਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ ਬਟ ਇੱਕ ਸਟਾਰਟਿੰਗ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਉਠਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਚੱਕ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵਰਲਡ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਸਲਾ ਜਾਂ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬਟ ਉਹ ਸਟਿਲ ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵਾਈਟ ਹੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਕਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਹਤੋਂ ਇਹ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਚੱਕ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕਹਿਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ
ਸਿੱਧਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਠੋਕ ਜਵਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ
12ਵੇਂ ਦੇ ਗਏ ਉਹਨੇ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਚੱਲੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਚਲੋ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਏ ਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਚੱਲੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ